Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I figured I'd start off by showing some more of the floor that I didn't really show off in the previous episode. The very last piece of the floor were these two channel pieces here. And they were quite difficult to make, but overall they came out pretty good. I'm happy with them. Now later on in the build, I will be going back and revisiting these welds and all the seams. I will be running a bead of seam sealer, if you will, over all the seams. And at some point, I will be doing some undercoat. Maybe I'll do the POR 15 again, but that's later on down the road. Not really worried about that at this moment. And so for today, we're going to be doing the timing kit on this block, on this engine. Got a water pump too as well. Okay, we'll start by removing this upper timing cover here. And then we'll get the ratchet and we'll start loosening these bolts of this bottom cover. They're a bit crusty and I'll have to replace them. But for now, I just need to get it off and see what's going on here. Actually, I'll put the lower cover back on because that's the time marks that I need that line up with my pulley. Now, I want to get this aligned first before I take this belt off, so I'll just throw this pulley back on real quick and put it back in time before I pull it back off. There's so much crust it's hard to see. I'm just going to make a little mark with my marker here, and then I'll start turning the pulley until I get it lined up. Now you want to make sure you get it on top dead center on cylinder 1 before you do this. Sometimes you have to rotate it twice, but you can usually line it up with this upper cam line too. Just make sure those lined up. So if that's lined up and the bottom pulley one's lined up, then you're good to go. And now I'm just going to remove the valve cover here. By no means this is a how-to video. I actually went ahead and watched the Humble Mechanic. He's really good with Audis and Volkswagens. And he has some really good thorough how-tos. So I just kind of watched a few of his videos and then I felt confident to do this myself. The front belt's actually not that bad. It's the main chains where the cams sit. Those ones are kind of a little pain to get lined up and you don't want to mess that up. So that's where I kind of had to watch a how-to so I could do it myself and not mess this up. But anyways, we'll hit this with a rubber mallet 1-2 times and then we'll pull it off. Take a look on the inside. Next, we'll loosen this belt tensioner. We'll get the bolt off and pull that pulley right off. Now with the belt off, I decided I'm going to do a thorough cleaning under the timing covers here. It's quite greasy, quite messy, a little bit of dirt and grime too. I'll pull the water pump off and then I'll go back with my wire wheel and a little bit of brake clean and we'll try to get all this gunk off. Clean up a bit. Fast forward ahead and we're pretty cleaned up here. So now I'm going to go ahead and refit the water pump and then I'll put some NICs too on these bolts. Just for future reference, if I need to get back in here, these bolts should come right out. And while we're at it, we'll fit this belt tensioner in here as well too. Be careful not to pull that pin on the top. If you pull that out, it's a spring-loaded pin that pushes against the lever that pushes against the belt on the pulley. You don't want to pull that out yet and fully done changing everything over. Okay, next I'll go ahead and remove these cam caps. It's very important that you keep these in line. You don't want to get these mixed up. You kind of want to keep them where they are native to the engine. So make sure you just mark them or just like leave them on like a piece of cardboard in line so you can put them back where they came from. Okay, here's the cam chain. This is can be difficult at times putting this in. Easy enough to get it in, but once you gotta fit this chain tensioner in there, it gets a little complicated. And you want to make sure you get these lined up pretty good. There's two little channel gap marks on the cams themselves. On the cam caps, there's two arrows that you need to get lined up. And when you get that lined up, the chain has to be how do I say it? You want to be 16 pins from those arrow indentations. I'll kind of show it later on in the video, but for now I'm just gonna keep going ahead. And I'm slowly cranking these cam caps back on. Not fully tightening them, just kind of cranking them down just lightly with the screw gun here. And I'll go back over here and I'll torque them down. Now the caps, before I put them back on, I actually didn't really clean them. I just left them oily as they were when they came out of the motor, and I just threw them right back in. I didn't put no engine lube in here or assembly lube or anything. I don't think it really needs it because it's already been running on this motor for 100,000 miles. So I just kept them wet and oily in a nice safe spot and just threw them back on. I think it'll be okay. And now with the caps are fully tight, now we can finally loosen this bolt that holds the chain tensioner on. And once that's out of the way, we're pretty much halfway there. We'll just unthread it here and get this out of the way here. And now there's fully tension on the chain. We'll fit the valve cover back on, and we'll make sure we get the cam gear lined up. We'll put the bottom plate back on, followed by the pulley, and then we'll kind of just double check everything we got going on over here. So at this point, I'm feeling pretty confident. I got my pulley lined up on the bottom cover mark there, my cam slot lined up with the valve cover slot there, and then when you pull the valve cover off, we also have these lined up too. There's a little slot in the cam. I don't know if you can see that, and then the two arrows. And the one on the right always like hangs off to the right a little bit more for some reason. Or that's at least what I heard. Getting the two cams aligned in sequence can be tricky sometimes. But after a couple tries, I managed to get it down. But between these arrows, not so much the arrow here, but this little slot here on this one and the other one, you want to be 16 pins on the chain here, 16 pins away from each other. As long as you can do that, these will line up. The left side always lines up directly, and the right side sometimes will always be past it, just a hair. But it is 16 pins in between. I have my cam caps, so I'll torque the spec, 10 Newton meters or 7 or 8 foot-pounds torque. So that's all set. New belt, a new water pump. I have a new cover for here. This one's the old one. I'm just using that. It still has my old time mark on it. I'm gonna go buy this one because it's the one native to the motor. So I use this one. So I got this aligned here. And before I pulled the valve cover off, I had the notch on the cam gear here lined up as well. As long as all these line up and those two at the bottom over there on these cams line up, then you should be in good shape. Now all I have left to do is do a final tightening on this belt here, and then I can pull this pin, which will also put a little bit of tension on this belt as well. And then I can get this valve cover back on. I do have to clean the inside. It is a mess. There's a little bit of sludge buildup, so I have to clean that before I put it back on. And I got a new gasket for here, and I have a main gasket as well. Might wait on that. So with the whole floors being done and everything, I wanted to jump on a point and get the motor somewhat situated. I just want to do a basic timing kit just for now, because when this goes back in the car, I plan on doing a first test run, maybe a first test drive, first startup, etc. inside the car, and I don't have to pull it back out to do the timing. I know timing was one little issue I had with the car when I first got it. You could hear the timing chains rattling quite a bit. I believe it was just the chain tensioner itself, which now it's replaced. And while I was in there, I did the chain, the timing belt, water pump, etc. I cleaned up the valve cover as best I could, just for now. I mean, nothing is, it's gonna be gritty, but I wanted to get some of the grit off. Or once we do a first test run, I know everything's good to go. I will be pulling it back apart. Not a lot of the motor, but just like the cover and cleaning up the block, the transmission. I'd like to get all that painted, but there's no point in painting any of that now, obviously, because it's just gonna get dirty. So I don't want to do it twice. But I'll do it once. I'll just get all this cleaned up. I think when I ever do decide to fill up this rest of this firewall, I think it would be a good idea to do some sort of a square panel, just so I do have access to the back of the motor like this, because it is hard to get wrenches behind there, and it wouldn't be bad just to make a little square removable panel. That way I'd have access to the back of the motor here. But this is in the spot now, so that's good.